Imagine for a second that the internet actually weighed something. Not like it feels heavy when you have 100 tabs open, but physically heavy, as in you could put it on a scale and see the numbers tick upward. Right now, the internet is just electrical signals flying through fiber optic cables and data centers, so it doesn't have a real weight. But let's suppose it did. Congratulations, you now have to carry the internet. So how heavy would it be? Well, first, we'd need to figure out what the internet actually is. If you think of it as all the information, every photo, every cat meme, every online shopping cart abandoned at checkout, that's an estimated few hundred zettabytes of data. A zettabyte is 1 trillion gigabytes, and a gigabyte is about 1 billion characters of text, give or take. Now let's imagine each gigabyte had a physical weight. To keep it simple, suppose 1 gigabyte weighed the same as a sheet of paper. Seems light enough, right? But then you remember the internet has hundreds of zettabytes. Stacking those sheets of paper would give you a tower of internet tall enough to crush not just your back, but probably the entire solar system. Carrying that on your shoulders is slightly inconvenient, but maybe that's unfair. Instead of paper, what if we decided the internet was made of something smaller and more efficient, like grains of sand? 1 gigabyte, 1 grain. Suddenly, the internet feels manageable. You could scoop some up and put it in a jar. Except, there are so many grains that you'd end up with a desert the size of multiple planets. So if you wanted to carry the whole internet, you'd basically have to strap Saturn to your backpack. At that point, you're not really carrying it. You've just doomed Earth to a new gravitational catastrophe. Okay, let's shrink it even more. Physicists sometimes calculate the theoretical weight of data by looking at the electrons that flip states in computer memory. Turns out the entire internet, if you measured just the electrons, might weigh a few ounces. Yes, something like a strawberry. Imagine telling people, the internet, all of human knowledge, weighs about the same as a piece of fruit. Sounds perfect, until you realize someone would immediately eat it, and then the world would be stuck without Wi-Fi until they... Well, you get the idea. But the fun part isn't just how much it weighs, it's imagining people trying to actually carry it. Picture a stickman walking down the street with the internet in a briefcase. He tries to open it, and out spill millions of streaming videos, social media arguments, and suspicious ads for products he never asked for. He bends down to pick it all up, but every time he does, 3 more online shopping carts fall out of the case. Eventually, the internet gets so heavy, he straps it onto a dolly, and now instead of carrying it, he's dragging the entire human experience behind him like a stubborn refrigerator. Of course, this would create some new problems. For one, how do you share the internet with someone else? Do you slice it into chunks and mail them like a pizza? What if you drop it? Would the whole world suddenly lose their Netflix progress bar? And the scariest question of all, if the internet has weight, does that mean your embarrassing middle school blog contributes to global mass? Because if so, we all have a lot of explaining to do. In the end, maybe it's a good thing the internet doesn't weigh anything. Imagine airlines charging for internet baggage fees, or people trying to smuggle gigabytes of memes through customs. No one wants to see a man in sunglasses whisper, "Hey, want a terabyte?" It's fresh. For now, we can breathe easy, knowing the internet is weightless. At least until someone invents a way to download the entire thing onto a USB drive, and then accidentally leaves it in their pocket on laundry day.